From their play on the court to their elevation off the court, the players in the WNBA put it all on the line night in and night out. Sit back, relax, because the Hardwood 94 is coming at you right now. You know what? It's game time. Let's tip it off. Hey, I'm your host, Nick Hamilton, and welcome to Season 2 of the Hardwood 94. Now, the WNBA is here and is going absolutely nowhere but upward and onward. The rise in popularity is capped off by an amazing rookie class led by Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, Aaliyah Edwards, Kate Martin, and many more. To the new fans and casual watchers of the league, welcome aboard. To the media members who are just now tuning into the WNBA, welcome. But keep your false narratives, lazy, asinine, freezer burn ass takes at the door. This is a competitive league where many players laid the groundwork for the players today. Remember Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, Yolanda Griffith, Lauren Jackson, Maya Moore, Delisha Milton-Jones, Teresa Witherspoon, who now coaches the Chicago Sky, who was no joke then and no joke now. Interesting how the outrage came over the weekend when Chicago Sky guard Kennedy Carter hip-checked Caitlin Clark off the court. A few things I noticed were that the move was not necessary by Carter, but also since Clark wants to be the Larry Bird of trash talking, you get what you pay for. And oh yes, Clark went to the Manu Ginobili School of Selling Fouls. However, points were made by former NBA player and current host Matt Barnes and others about her needing an enforcer on the team. Kind of like Tariq will need one for the final season of Power Book 2. True indeed, Clark may need one, but in competition and being labeled as the one, who wouldn't? The narrative that the players hate Caitlin Clark is despicable. No, all right, y'all, let's keep it a buck. It's stupid as hell. For most players, that's not the case. Now that the league has been talked about more than before, let's stop with the be grateful we care now thing that's permeating through the media and new fans this season. That is a mixture of exhausting and absolutely pathetic. It should not be this difficult to provide a level of respect for the league and the players that you're now paying attention to. For some of my media contemporaries, you should not be applauded for doing the bare minimum in this broadcast space. You don't get kudos for mentioning the league for about 5 minutes. Navigating your way through these WNBA streets requires a level of respect, nuance, and care. Those that want to watch and or cover the WNBA as media, give it the respect it has earned and deserves. The players put their blood, sweat, and souls on the floor night in and night out. Words matter, context matters, and spreading false news hurts the players in it and destroys the amazing game that is the W. I've had the pleasure of covering this league for 15 years now, from my start covering the Los Angeles Sparks and branching out to covering the Chicago Sky, Phoenix Mercury, Las Vegas Aces, and others in person and mostly by remote at times. The competition, physically, and trash talk have always been a part of this sport. However, when it comes to leading the charge for social justice, speaking on issues of equality, and standing in solidarity to elevate the sport, no other league has done better than the women of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is special. She's a special talent. However, so are Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, Kate Money Martin, Rickea Jackson, Aaliyah Edwards, Elisa Peely, and Camila Cardoso, just to name a few. Clark is not the savior of the WNBA, but she is a catalyst for pushing the league forward along with Reese. The league didn't begin with Caitlin Clark, but let's not mistake the fact of her impact has drawn thousands of fans across the W to witness her. Yet, let's not act like she's the only one moving the needle. Reese is too. You don't believe me? Check the numbers if some of you out there can count. Ask yourself, why is the rage and coddling only for Clark when she was hip-checked by Carter? Although that was a bad move, where were the threats of no longer supporting this great game when Reese got the clothesline from hell from Connecticut Sun star Alyssa Thomas Lewis Riddick, who, by the way, blocked me on Twitter for asking that same question? I have asked the same question Angel Reese asked too. If Carter received a flagrant one for hip-checking Clark, then where was the flagrant one for her against New York Liberty Center Jonquel Jones? You want to know why the hard foul by Thomas on Reese wasn't magnified as much as the Carter foul on Clark was? Some may say it's because the game wasn't relevant or televised nationally as the Fever Sky game. However, the other reason is many don't care when black women harm each other. more than when they see a black woman harming a white woman. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's hear from legendary Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Costas, who recently spoke about this on CNN with hosts Abby Phillip and Carrie Champion.
This is Angel Reese weighing in. She is the other big star right now in WNBA. Listen.
People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role. The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Well, she's talking about the championship game
right.
a
that
year
they
ago,
were both a part
LSU versus Iowa, and LSU prevailed. But to your earlier point, there was an incident recently. Alyssa Thomas, who happens to be African-American, grabbed Angel Reese by the throat and threw her to the floor. Flagrant 2, ejected from the game. The reason why that doesn't spark as much conversation isn't just that Caitlin Clark is a bigger star than Alyssa Thomas. It's because it's a black-on-black incident.
Wow.
And you don't have that dynamic that people can comment on, yes, but also exaggerate and make the entire story sometimes.
And also,
that is really that is between the lines.
No one cared about the WNBA when women of a certain color were beating up and bruising each other, because it's been happening since the league's inception. We have this star, this person that people love. They want to protect her. So now the new fans and the new analysts and the new people have so much to say. Bob, thank you for saying that and acknowledging that, because you're a legend in the sport. And you are also gracious enough to say, look, I'm not an expert in the WNBA, but what I do know from the history and what I do know, this is why she is being treated this way, and why no one cares about
I've seen it in every sport.
I mean,
a newcomer is tested and to some extent resented.
You see, the point of the matter is this. If you're going to speak on the WNBA, do it with the respect and clarity it deserves. Caitlin Clark is not a victim. It does not need your protection. She needs your support. Angel Reese doesn't need your hate and negativity. She needs your support. Hell, all of these players need your support. Granted, cheer for who you want to, boo who you want to, but don't disrespect them or the game with biased, non-factual-based rhetoric. Let's not forget the amazing talents of the recent retiree Candace Parker, the all-time leading scorer in Diana Taurasi, Breanna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, Alina Deladon, Nneka Ogwumike, Jewel Lloyd, Kalia Copper, the point guard herself, Chelsea Gray, Sabrina Ionescu, Arike, Ryan Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, De'Erica Hamby, Brittany Griner, and of course, the face that runs the place, A'ja Wilson, who contributes to this league. And yet, there's still not enough coverage of the best player in the league in A'ja Wilson, which is very disappointing. Yeah, Clark can ball, but so can Reese and others. Difference is the personality and the swag rub some folks the wrong way. Folks want to be seen and heard. Hell, we all do. Now, can we finally focus on some basketball and enjoy the talents of all of these players? The WNBA is getting heat like the rest of the major sports in this country. Facts. All right, y'all. Coming up, you'll see my exclusive conversations with South Carolina National Championship head coach Dawn Staley, who completed an undefeated season. And of course, catch my other conversation with Los Angeles Sparks #2 draft pick Cameron Brink, talking basketball, fashion, and what she's looking forward to this season. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, welcome back to the Hardwood 94. Recognizing greatness is something many of us can appreciate. So, of course, I had the opportunity to speak with former WNBA player and NCAA championship head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, Dawn Staley, who is also the first coach to grace the cover of Slam Magazine solo. Take a look. Coach Dawn Staley, first of all, congratulations on your success. What do you feel like has been one of the most main ingredients to your success when it comes to not just coaching, but also recruiting great players and great people?
I think you gotta get to know the person. I think that's the most important thing. Basketball is our common denominator, but when it gets down to asking the player to do something that they don't want to do, if they have the discipline and the respect of the game to do that, that's when you have to weed out who's good, who's good, and who's good to being great. And there's not a whole lot of them out there that's willing to make that sacrifice.
Talk to me about Asia Wilson. We know how great she is. We know how great she is in the WNBA currently, but what are some of the things that you saw that we didn't see that are coming to fruition now that everybody's been able to witness?
I think sometimes, Asia Wilson had a reputation as not being able to take physicality. Well, she used that as motivation, and she's using that now as a place in which you see her embrace it all. You see, she doesn't become a two-time MVP without embracing that what people think is an obstacle. So she's embracing it now, and she's virtually unstoppable.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Two quick last things for you. You being from Philly, Sixers, what is it going to take to get them over the hump into championship contention?
It's going to take a couple of pieces, and health has a real, it's a real deal. The more healthy the team is, no matter what sport, those end up being the championship team. So for us, we got to sign Tyreek to a long contract. We got to tie up Joe Embiid. We got to find the third scorer. Okay, we really have to do that. And I think there's some pieces out there that are available to us. Let's see who's going to become a Sixer.
Now, when James Harden left to become a Los Angeles Clipper, what were your thoughts initially on that? And then if he wanted to come back to the Sixers, would you welcome him back to the Sixers?
Now, you trying to get me in trouble. Nah, James can't come back. James can't come back. Once you leave in the way that you left, and I do understand that he was told something. He said he was lied to. And James wouldn't come back. So will we accept him? We would accept him if he's going to embrace us. And, sometimes, management, we can't help management. We can't help what they do. That's above our pay grade. But as fans, we want people that want to be in Philly. And when you want to be in Philly, we embrace you. Yes, we're hard on you. We give tough love, but we overall will have your back.
Yeah, you Philly through and through. Camila Cardoso, and you look at what she's been able to accomplish, obviously going into the WNBA, but also looking at Aaliyah Boston. What do those two stand out to you? How have they been able to do that?
Yeah, those two actually played against each other today. Camila had her first WNBA debut today, and it was against Aaliyah Boston. They went at it. Our bigs, I was so proud just watching them just kind of outfox each other. Both of them extremely smart. Both of them are incredible athletes. Both of them represent us in the game of women's basketball well. So the sky is the limit. They're just first and second year pros that's going to be in the game for a very long time. I just can't wait until one of them or both of them are WNBA MVPs at some point.
Absolutely. The one and only Don Staley, championship coach. Thank you so much, Coach Staley. Greatly appreciate what you give it to the game and to the culture as well.
Thank you.
And thanks, Coach Staley, for your time and looking forward to her reign as one of the best coaches to ever do it on the sidelines. Now, the Los Angeles Sparks appear to be in rebuild mode, especially with the departure of former #1 draft pick Nneka Ogwumike, who took off for greener pastures in Seattle. With the second pick, the team drafted Cameron Brink and later Rickea Jackson. Brink has also been a fan favorite, not just on the basketball court, but in the fashion world as well. I had a chance to converse with her on basketball, fans in LA, and her unique sense of style. Take a look. This has been a very, very deep rookie class that you've been a part of. What sets you apart? Do you feel like your gameplay, now that you got games under your belt and really been trying to get acclimated to the WNBA style of play?
We're a versatile team. I'm versatile. I can, take the ball up the floor if I need to, pass well, block shots. So I feel like everyone's doing really well, but it's just exciting to be a part of.
Absolutely. And I saw your fashion sense, first of all, is off the charts. You reached out to Coco Gauff and said, hey, I want to be like Coco Gauff. What was it about her that really intrigued you to just put her name out there to get people more intrigued about what she's doing as well, and what inspired you about her?
Yeah, it was a casual tennis set I put on, and I love her style. I love New Balance, tennis sets, so I just put it on, and, she's my girl. I think she's the best. So, yeah, it was just a little shout out for her. You
signed with New Balance. How important is it to sign with a company that really believes in you, believes in your product, and also be able to have one day at some point have that signature shoe out there so fans can go and support and continue the support of yourself as well as the other players in the WNBA?
Yeah, New Balance is the best in my opinion. I'm biased, but they have some great, men's basketball players. Hopefully, we get more women's basketball players on the roster, and yeah, they just support me through everything. So, would love a signature shoe one day, and yeah, just really excited to be a part of what they do.
Would you like to be more a part of the creative process as well, as far as like the design or the color scheme and things like that?
Yeah, I would love all of that. It would be really fun.
When you look at some of the people that you look up to, like Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, and people like that, what are some of the aspects of their game that you like to put in your arsenal to be able to compete out night in and night out?
Just their versatility, the way they run the floor. They're relentless. Just great teammates as well. So honestly, everything that they've done is just really huge, for me to model my game after.
Now, you got a chance. Obviously, you made Kawhi Leonard laugh, which is not an easy thing to do. You met Shohei Ohtani at Dodger Stadium. What were those experiences like for you? And also, how was it being at Dodger Stadium for the very first time?
Yeah, it's been great. They're both amazing athletes, and they're both New Balance as well. So it's just the New Balance family. But, they've welcomed me with open arms. I'm just thankful for that. And, Dodger Stadium's great. The city of LA is amazing. So it's just really fun.
Well, the city has definitely embraced you. I know a lot of fans have definitely embraced you as well. Now, you played against Caitlin Clark. You played against Angel Reese. You played against other rookies. What were those experiences like for you as far as like being in the same class and be able to compete at a high level against those other great individuals?
I played against them before in college, so it's not much different. We're just at a higher level, so it's always great. They're great. I'm friends with both of them, so yeah, just wishing them the best.
Being a teammate with De'Erica Hamby and her leadership skills as far as being able to kind of show you the ropes a little bit, understand her, be on one accord, how has that helped you, not just as a player, but as a person off the floor?
Yeah, no, De'Erica is one of my close friends now, and she's really taken me in, so just really thankful for her leadership and, what she does for not just me, but the rest of the team.
And thanks to Cameron Brink and the LA Sparks. Good luck this season. We'll definitely be watching. Congratulations out to her, Ryan Howard, Haley Van Leeth, and Sierra Burdick, who made the 3-on-3 team for USA women's basketball. Now let's talk about the hottest team in the league, the Connecticut Sun, who it seems that no one can defeat. Head coach and coach of the month, Stephanie White, have composed a culture with that squad that appears that this may be the year for Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, and my most improved player candidate thus far in Dejanay Carrington. And the team could finally make it back to the WNBA Finals. Best pick and roll defense in the league right now with their best start in franchise history. Their defense will swarm you like wasp on a hive. Bonner averages about 19 points per game, while Thomas averages 15.5 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. This is a well-oiled machine. And this team is ranked second in defensive rating are the Minnesota Lynx, who also have great chemistry, who, to their credit, head coach Cheryl Reeves and her coaching staff have made it a completely revolved team. Olivia is just a part of the defensive juggernaut, along with the stellar player Nafisa Collier, the rotation guards of Courtney Williams, Natasha Heinerman, and center Elena Smith. Drafting forward Alyssa Pillai added to this team's successful future. Minnesota also finds itself first in steals, averaging 11 per game. Starting from the bottom, now we here. In 2023, they were the team's worst defense to being in the top 3 this year. Wow. Coming up, we'll talk about the Indiana Fever struggles and could there be hope in sight. And you definitely want to check out my Fab 5 Ballers of the Week. Who set the WNBA on fire? Find out. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, welcome back to the Hardwood 94. Now on to the Indiana Fever, who are more than just Caitlin Clark. Their struggles continue with their head coach, Christy Sides, who many fans aren't necessarily a fan of. But the problem is simple. There is talent on this team. Stop making Caitlin Clark the focal point of your offense. Make it Aaliyah Boston. Go inside. Let her pound the paint. And then kick it back outside. Therefore, you have 2 ladies on the wing ready to knock down the ball in case you can't pound it inside. It's very simple. I don't understand what's so complicated about that. The pick and roll between Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston can be stellar. Yes, I understand there's not a lot of practice time. I understand that they have time. They had a very grueling time schedule on the road and at home. But listen, the simplicity of it all is this. Aaliyah Boston, then to Caitlin Clark, then out to the wings. I'm not even a coach, y'all, but I can see that. Hell, Stevie Wonder can even see that. All right, y'all. You know what it's time for? My Fab Five Ballers of the Week. De'Erica Hamby on the steal with the breakaway. But Natasha Cloud says, nah, not in my house. You gonna work for that one. Oh my goodness, Natasha Cloud coming in number 4. Give it up to Sabrina Ionescu, who launches it from the Brooklyn Bridge to end the period. Coming in number 3, yeah, it's a block party, y'all. Asia Wilson up against Nafisa Collier. Nafisa says, no, not in my house. Block party time. We taking it down the floor. Nafisa Collier says, yeah, I'm coming in. Asia Wilson says, remember me? Block party. There you have it. Coming in number 2, Caitlin Clark with the touchdown pass. Does it all. Great court vision. But Caitlin Clark says, nah, I'm not done yet. I got some magic of my own. I'm about to launch it from the Indiana State line for 3. Bang! And of course, coming in number 1, Jackie Young to Asia Wilson, who finishes off the layup. Listen, Asia Wilson is the absolute truth. She finished with 36 and 12. This woman is the face of the league. I don't care what anybody says. And those are my Fab Five Ballers of the Week. Agree or disagree? Drop a comment at the Hardwood 94 on Instagram and X. All right, y'all. That is our show for this week. Be sure to catch us every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube at NH Experience TV. Subscribe and spread the word. And take us with you. We're available on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify for free $99. You know I got you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Hardwood 94. Game's over, y'all. We'll catch you next week right here on the court.